Some people are just more talented in language learning, some are not. You know what? I agree. I mean, why not? Are better at math while I don't. Some people are born to have better ears and rhythm for music like my son while my husband doesn't. So how would you know if you're the one? And how can you find out which languages suit you best or which language that you should start as your next new language to learn? By the end of this video, you'll be able to know the 3 key traits that make you a natural language learner. Even if you don't have the talent in language learning. Can't wait for it? Let's do the following imitation challenge first. Okay, if you're not Mandarin speaker, you can try this one. 我今天不用上班，所以我有时间拍视频。Wow, don't panic. I'm going to read it 3 more times and you're going to pay attention to the sound, intonation, and rhythm and try to repeat the sentences as closely as possible, okay? 我今天不用上班，所以我有时间拍视频。我今天不用上班，所以我有时间拍视频。我今天不用上班，所以我有时间拍视频。And after you have tried repeating the sentences, you record yourself and compare it to my original sentence and check how close it is in your pronunciation. Okay, you know my channel doesn't have too many subscribers, but to be honest, it's quite international. So if you are not French speaker, you are going to try this one. Je ne travaille pas aujourd'hui, donc je suis libre pour filmer les vidéos. Okay, don't worry, don't panic. La première. Je ne travaille pas aujourd'hui, donc je suis libre pour filmer les vidéos. Okay, la deuxième. Je ne travaille pas aujourd'hui, donc je suis libre pour filmer les vidéos. Okay, the last one. Je ne travaille pas aujourd'hui, donc je suis libre pour filmer les vidéos. Okay, don't worry, don't panic. After you heard about the sound, intonation, and rhythm again, and you try to repeat the sentences as closely as possible, like the one we just did for the Mandarin, okay? Now, and again, you're going to try to record yourself and compare it to my original sentence and check how close it is in your pronunciation. And I'm going to challenge myself with another language that I've never learned before. Let's say Arabic.
Yusuruni likaoki. Nice.
Yusoloni likayoki. Yusoloni likayoki. Nice to meet you.
Yusuruni
Yusoloni
likaoki. Nice.
Yusoloni likayoki.
Our next one. Wadan araka kariban.
Wadan araka kaliban. Wadan alaka kaliban. Goodbye, see you soon. So the meaning behind this imitation challenge is to find a short audio clips or video clips in a foreign language. Ideally, you can find some languages that you have never spoken before. You listen to it a few times and then, without looking at the transcript, try to repeat the sentences as closely as possible. And of course, you can record yourself and compare it to the original clips. This is the activity that tests your ability to pick up sounds, rhythm, and pronunciation, the key skills for language learning. If you can imitate the sounds and tones fairly well, even without understanding the meaning, you may have strong ears for languages. If you think you have managed to do it, give yourself a tick for this challenge. Languages often follow patterns like verb conjugation, sentence structure, or word order. This game helps test your instinct for spotting them. Say for example, if you can spot a pattern quickly and apply it correctly, you likely have a natural instinct for language structure. And if you think you have managed to do it again, give yourself a tick for this challenge. Another one is to test about your memory. So you may wish to write down approximately 10 words in the foreign language with their English translation, and you spend 2 or 3 minutes studying them. Afterward, you can cover the translation and see how many you can recall. You can repeat this exercise with different sets of words to see if you can improve. Strong memory plays a big role in language learning. This activity tests how quickly you can memorize new vocabulary if you you can retain word easily after minimal exposure, your memory may be a powerful tool for language learning. And the last one is about the multitasking test. So maybe you can listen to a podcast in your native language while copying down texts from a book or write down some simple email. If you can successfully follow the podcast while focusing on other tasks, you may have strong cognitive flexibility, which is also a key skill for learning new languages. The more curious you are, the more likely you'll be successful in language learning. For example, you spend around 15 minutes exploring a language you've never studied before. You try to pick up new phrases, understand how sentences are built, and recognize familiar words. And if you find yourself wanting to know more, like why certain words sound similar or how the grammar works, that's a powerful sign of a natural language learner. So curiosity and persistence are often better indicators of language success than talent. Curiosity drives consistent learning, which often leads to faster progress. And here's some bonus tool. If you prefer a more structured assessment, you can consider something like the Modern Language Aptitude Test, which is also a well-known test designed to predict language learning success. I've never tried it, but you can try and let me know. While there's no definitive test that guarantees you are a natural, talented language learner, these are just some fun activities and self-assessments that you can try to review your strengths. I really want to share with you that previously I had a chance to have a chat with a colleague of mine who teaches both French and German, and I told her that I found French much easier than German. I have no clue why, or maybe German is just not my cup of tea. And interestingly, she told me that German, frankly speaking, is more systematic and formulated. So if you are more a logical person or somehow good at math, you would be very likely to master German easier. Well, you know what? That might be true because, to be honest, I'm very bad at math. I don't know whether this is true as I have never verified it with lots of people. Maybe if you're watching this video now, you can tell me about your experience if you speak both German and French, and leave me a comment below to share it. Being a natural language learner is less about talent and more about discovering what works best for you. If you excel in the games that I did with you in this video, you may have a natural advantage. But even if you don't, persistence and curiosity can take you just as far, if not further. So now, what makes you a great language learner? Even if you are not born to be, your hard work and great effort can make your dreams come true. The first one, I always talk about it, is about curiosity. A great language learner is naturally curious about new languages and culture. Instead of just memorizing vocabulary, they want to know why words are used a certain way, how grammar works, and what cultural significance certain phrases hold. While it matters, curiosity keeps you engaged and motivated, making learning feel less like a chore and more like an adventure. So how can you develop it? First of all, you'd like to ask as many questions about that language and that culture as possible. With all these questions in your mind, you simply can't wait to explore your answers through YouTube videos, movies, books, music. You will want to start looking at things related to your target language, and you're desperate to figure out all those language patterns on your own. Secondly, if you could build up your positive mindset and have a strong trust in yourself, you will find your learning much more easier. You're willing to take risks. Believing in yourself is one of the biggest factors in language learning success. Many people give up not because they lack ability, but because they think, I'm not good at languages. A great language learner trusts that with efforts they can improve. As long as you believe that you can do it, you can do it. Why it matters? Because if you think you can't do it, you get discouraged and stop trying. And that's why confidence fuels consistency. To develop it, you celebrate small wins like learning 10 new words or having a short conversation. My way to do it is to take language exam like the French DELF A1 exam, which my French teacher literally said I didn't have to do it. She said that I can only take the highest level when I approach that level, but I just wanted to celebrate my small wins and make sure I'm on the track and I can see my progress step by step. To develop your positive mindset, you you also have to stop comparing yourself to others because someone learned at their own pace. I avoid videos like I mastered French in 1 month or I speak fluently in 14 days. What if I can't? Am I too stupid to do so? Probably because I'm just not a natural language learner, but they do. You can't compare. One more thing, like how I teach the girls who learn Mandarin from me that you have to be brave to make a lot of mistakes. Remind yourself that mistakes are proof of progress, not failure. I told them that English is not my mother language and I always make mistakes when I speak English to you. But I'm not scared because the great failure is that I have fear in speaking the language that I'm learning. If I don't speak it out, I wouldn't know what I understand and what I do not understand. If you never practice speaking, you'll never get better. Making mistakes is the fastest way to improve. Speaking a new language requires stepping out of your comfort zone. Great language learners don't let fear of mistakes hold them back. Like me, they are willing to sound silly, make errors, and learn from them. The third trait to make you a great language learner is about persistence and patience. I think it's pretty much like everything you want to succeed in life, or simply like I produce my YouTube video, it's like a marathon. Learning a language takes time to become fluent. You will face moments of frustration. Great language learner will never give up even though they face difficulties. Why it matters? If you don't keep going, you'll never reach fluency. Many people quit too early because they expect quick results. To develop it, you have to set small and achievable goals instead of focusing only on fluency. I used to be a person who loves setting high targets, like I need to make 2 videos a week, plus 1 podcast, plus 2 Mandarin teaching resources a week, plus blah blah blah. And eventually, I burned myself out and I did not enjoy the process at all. Things will renounce if I push it too much and forward. So never only accepting that making mistakes is part of the learning process, also staying consistent even when progress feels slow is the key to success. The one who stays in the game wins. This applies to everything you are doing. So if you don't naturally have these traits, don't worry, you can develop them. The key to mastering any language isn't just intelligence or talent, it's curiosity, a positive mindset, and persistence. And they apply to all things you are working to achieve in your life. At the end of the day, being a natural at languages isn't just about talent, it's about discovering what works best for you. If you excel in imitation test, the memory test, and the pattern recognition, you might have an advantage. But even if you don't, persistence and curiosities can take you just as far. So how did you do on the test? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more language learning tips. See you next time. Bye!